because of it's muted. Here we go. Let's do this. All right. Boom. All right, I'm going to start all over. Shout out to Mike because I would have been just left out. So I'm going to go ahead and start this over. You ready? You ready? Hello. Happy Friday. Welcome to Maryland Cannabis Live. Thank you so much. We were a little bit on a bit of a delay earlier, but I am here every Friday through March giving you a bit of updates around our Maryland cannabis ecosystem, some things that's happening in our region, some of the work that we're doing here at Explore Maryland Cannabis, and sharing a bit of education around the topic of the month. So, in January, we've been focusing on CBD and resetting yourself as you enter into the new year, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So, we've been hosting a few different workshops and things around those topics. But before I get started, because I already thought I was started, let me go ahead and slide this presentation up here. Yes, yes. If you can hear me, go ahead, drop a one in the comments so I know that my audio is coming in crisp. Every week, we improve and progress on our model. So, let me go ahead and get this presentation started because, like I said, it is a snowy, blizzardy isk in some parts of our states Friday. So I want to make sure that everybody gets to where they need to be safe and sound. So, like I said, this is Maryland Cannabis Live. We do this live every Friday through March. We talk about what's happening in cannabis and also building an amazing community around our cannabis ecosystem. If you are not familiar with what we do at Explore Maryland Cannabis, we provide pathways to the cannabis ecosystem. We have a bit of a manifesto, which I'm super proud of. We provide pathways for 6 different segments of our ecosystem. That is patients, professionals, industry, government, business, and providers. So no matter where you are in the ecosystem, we've got a place for you. This year, last year we dropped our cannabis workforce initiative. This year we are doubling down. We've gotten a big audacious goal of getting 250 candidates employed and helping folks stay employable, promotable in the cannabis workforce. So we're committed to helping the industry reach that goal, working in tandem together with all of those different ecosystems. All right. So if there happens to be anybody who works in the cannabis ecosystem, who happens to be watching and you're looking for ways to shore up some of your skill sets, we got a few different things that we can help you out with. Of course, these outreach measures, all of our productions, all of our videos, all the things that you see coming up in the future are powered by our membership. Our membership is the heart of our organization. My little face is down here, so you can't really see that full graphic there. There we go. But our membership is called the Explorers Crew. They help power our productions. They help power our events. They even help power our amazing award ceremony program that we have every year. So if you're looking to join a community who is engaged, informed, you're looking for folks who are in cannabis, be sure to check us out. Every month we come to you on a monthly basis. We'll be kicking that up next month, but every month we come to you on a monthly basis with a monthly newsletter around the things that's happening in Maryland. We have our Maryland news, the Maryland events. We've got community updates. We work with our strategic partners, our community organizations to make sure that their events, their missions, their initiatives are highlighted and placed into the community because I don't know about y'all. Sometimes it's very hard to get information around cannabis, especially in Maryland. I'm not sure if it's the medicinal piece of advertising, or I'm not sure if it's just the stigma around cannabis, but we're hoping and we are working towards building a community to be able to alleviate some of those concerns. So, yes, yes. This week, we were super excited to be joined by Brandon Davis. He is the CEO of the Roll Up app. He is one of the first to build this app up from the ground up that I've met. If you know anybody, go ahead and send them my way. But Brandon was able to sit down, talk a bit about Roll Up and what he has going on. I'll be able to share a bit of that clip with you. Normally, let me go ahead and let y'all know. Normally, these videos are available exclusively for our members, but we love to give you a little bit of a treat as to what we're building here. So let me go ahead and pull Brandon's interview up so that you all can see his start. All right.
Idea of like the delivery service, and it wasn't like it was like a brand new idea. Like there had already been like delivery services like around the country, and also like I got like a lot of inspiration from High Road, which is owned by Jennifer Snowden. She's like local to the Maryland area. Like I actually reached out to her when I was developing like my business, just to like talk and get some behind the scenes tips and everything. But yeah, so like back to my mentor, I told him about the idea, and he basically was like, "Yeah, okay, like if you come up with a pitch or like a plan, or like do your due diligence, bring it back to me, and then like I'll bankroll you basically." So like I went to, I didn't have any experience with like coming up with pitches or anything like that. So I mean, actually, I owned a couple of businesses before that didn't do that well, just because like I didn't have like management experience. So this time I wanted to do it correctly, and I went through like the Small Business Development Center, and they helped me like with my business plan. They helped me come up with like the initial funding and stuff like that, but not like funding um, for the company. They helped me come up with like my funding like policies and stuff like that. So like they helped me like pretty much get to like I would say like 60%, because they don't work in the cannabis industry. They just know the legal industries that are federally legal that they can help with currently. So a lot of the ideas that they were bouncing off of me only really pertain to the industries that were currently federally legal. And like a lot of the other stuff, I had to do a lot of research on my own, talking to like other business owners, like trying to find stuff online. But I mean, there's not really like a lot of resources online for stuff like this. So I mean, it's really like at the end of the day, it was like a lot of trial and error. So I developed a business plan, and then I went back to the mentor, and he's older. He's a lot older than we are. He's I would say like in his 60s and or 70s maybe. And I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna develop like this delivery app and like the software to go along with it. And he was like, I don't really understand that. So he was like, I wish you luck, but that's not my thing. So, you're kind of like on your own. I was like, dang, I was like, what the heck? I was like, this whole time.
Left you all the way out there
Yeah,
though.
seriously.
All right, so that was Brandon. Let me make sure my mics are good. Mics are good. Let me know if you're watching live. Let me know you can still hear me. That was a great interview with Brandon. One of the things that I love about what I do with the Passport to Maryland Cannabis podcast is one, I'm able to interview folks who are at the point of really breaking ground in cannabis. I also love that I'm able to show you all what the process looks like. A lot of people think, especially if you're not familiar with the business of cannabis, because outside of cannabis being a community, it's also a business, but you can't have the business without the community. That's for another day. One of the things that I really realized was that there weren't a lot of people showing the process, right? Showing how cannabis gets from your door, gets from your dispensary to your door, right? There has to be some type of delivery or logistics that if you're not going to go pick it up, someone is getting it to you. So sharing Brandon's story was super important to me, and I look forward to sharing a lot of other stories in the next couple of weeks. But if you are watching, if someone sent you this clip, they clipped it out, or you caught this particular segment on our social media or through our newsletter, and you have a story that you'd love to share, maybe you're building something really impactful, or you've got a mission, or cannabis has just changed your life, right? Those are the stories that we want to hear. So if you are interested, you can always shoot an email over to me. I'm trying to find my fancy dandy piece where I can put my information in, but hi at exploremarylandcannabis.com is the quickest way to get to us if you're interested. All right, let's get back to Maryland Cannabis Live because, like I said, we are here for a good time, not a long time. So, if you're interested, you can get the full audio podcast of Brandon sharing his story. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we're on Apple, Spotify, all the places, all Google Play, all the places. And once again, thank you so much, Brandon. I look forward to bringing him back in a few months to let you know once he's officially moving and grooving and giving you updates as to how the journey is being built. And like I mentioned, I have been interviewing amazing, amazing people who impact the Maryland cannabis ecosystem. So if you are looking to get some inspiration, if you're looking to hear more about what's going on in the ecosystem, you for sure can tune in. We are coming up on the last couple of days of our Explore Maryland Cannabis merch sale. So if you're looking to support a mission, we've got big goals this year that we're trying to hit. You can always purchase some of our merch. I've got our lovely sweatshirt on here. I have a long sleeve shirt. If you're watching some of our content coming up, you'll be able to see some of our merch intertwined in, and hopefully some of your favorite folks will be showing up in some of that merch soon. So be sure to go to our website if you're interested in supporting us using the code NEW22 through Sunday or Monday. The 31st is Monday. Yes, it is the Monday. I'm looking at my calendar like, oh my gosh, I can't. First of all, breaking the fourth wall, I cannot believe that January has gone by so quickly. It was just December. We were just celebrating 3 years of Explore Maryland Cannabis, and now it's January. Now I'm thinking about what's next. I mean, to be honest, I'm already into quarter two, what's happening around April, May, and June. So is anybody else feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that the year has gone by so fast? I know it just can't be me. All right, we are in full legislative session swing. So if you are following along, we still have these 4 particular bills that we are watching. There has not been much movement on these bills since last week. But if you'd love to hear more about the bills, and some perspective, be sure to check out last week's episode where we had Councilman Martin Mitchell on. He is out of the city of Laurel. He had some really great perspectives, and if you hadn't heard, Laurel is a cannabis safe haven. It truly is. There are plenty of dispensaries, plenty of providers, CBD shops, advocates, activists who live in that region. So stay tuned. I think Laurel might be a spot to pay attention to this year. Talking about what we've done already this month, we released a workshop around goal setting for 2022. Like I mentioned, this year's theme is connecting the community. So we're trying to connect you mind, body, and soul outside of just cannabis consumption. We want you to really think intentionally about how you use cannabis and how you talk about cannabis. So we're kicking off 2022 with a goal setting workshop. If you happen to miss that goal setting workshop, you send us an email. We'll get you tapped in. It's available on our website. Our members got access to resources to be able to help further their goals. And we're excited to be able to push this particular initiative of balance in 2022. Small Business Saturdays. We've been celebrating Small Business Saturdays since last November. You and I both know that traditional marketing, traditional funding is unavailable for most cannabis-based businesses. You got to just kind of be in, right? So we are doing our part by supporting small business. Every Saturday on YouTube, we'll highlight one small business that is in our local or regional area that, you can put your money towards, or you can put your support towards, or you could just go check it out and visit. I'm sure I'm not the only person that someone has asked, hey, can you check it out? The small business that we are supporting this month is Bouquet Rolling Papers, which I'm looking behind me to see if the papers are near me. Should have been prepared for this. I should have been prepared. Let me check. All right, here we go. Boom. Small business this week is Bouquet Rolling Papers. They are actually in distribution through all Curaleaf locations, but you can pick up their papers on their website. Bouquet, spelled just like this. It is a minor. It's a black-owned business, minority-owned, run organization. They do their papers, they do bats, and they do great work for the community. Friend of Explore Maryland Cannabis, and we're always so happy to support them. So they are the small business of the week. So stay tuned for their spotlight this Saturday. Big news, big news. I'm going to pop back on the bottom here. Explore Maryland Cannabis is not changing into the connected ecosystem, but I'm super proud to introduce you to the connected ecosystem, which is the parent company of Explore Maryland Cannabis. You don't necessarily have to worry about your experience changing with Explore Maryland Cannabis, but what we are doing is refining our model a bit. On the anniversary of my cousin Christina Copeland's birthday, I'm so excited to launch this next effort of entrepreneurship in the cannabis ecosystem by providing a full service agency of connecting community, connecting business services. So you'll hear more about that over the next couple of weeks. But I just wanted to make sure that you heard it from me first before you read it on LinkedIn or you saw it on my Facebook page or my mama called you and told you or whatever. The big news is the connected ecosystem is officially live. It is a full service agency specializing in consulting, talent and influencer management, and community building. So more to come with that. And if you want to, know more, you can go straight to the Connected Ecosystems website. It is live today. So this month's topic, we're talking about the CBD secret. And the big secret about CBD that no one really talks about or they talk about in passing is how much it can help you when you do too much. And I know I'm not the only person who has done too much. We live in a pandemic. We have been surviving through this pandemic. So our consumption levels may be a little bit higher than normal, right? So a lot of people talk about CBD, and when they talk about CBD, they talk about CBD being a cannabinoid or a product that can level you out. You take too much, it can level you out. Well, let's talk about CBD in general and how often are you using that in your wellness routine? A lot of people take January off as a way to celebrate sober January. They don't drink alcohol. And, I'm not a person who will ever compare cannabis to alcohol. But I got to say, there is some validity in resetting, right, your system with a substance that has been created, right, to help you obtain optimal balance. And I, for one, was one of those people who, CBD, cool, whatever. But I will tell you, by incorporating some form of CBD into your wellness routine, whether it is through a capsule, whether it's through a smokable herb, topical, even through ingestion, will go a lot longer at helping you not blow through your allotment every month. I see you. I hear the stories. I know that 120 grams of dried flower goes really fast in a 30-day rolling paper. Hello, Maryland Medical Cannabis Commission. All right. The limits, you got to chuck the limits, y'all. And speaking of the Cannabis Commission, they had a call earlier or yesterday. We'll talk about that later. But coming back to incorporating CBD into your routine, if you can. I know some folks, it's not your jam. You can't really do much with it, or it's been called weed light sometimes. I don't say that no more. But what I will say is, when you have gone over your allotment or you just did a little too much, CBD really helps. So we've got amazing business owners, entrepreneurs, organizations who produce very great CBD. If you're in the medical market and you want to pick it up really quickly, Culta's Willie's Reserve Mango CBD Flower won CBD Product of the Year. So start there. You can also start with Sarah's Honey, who also won a CBD Product of the Year award. You can also start in those two places. If you are looking for a little bit more of instruction, I got to introduce you to Dr. Sulak. He has introduced a bit of a program that allows you to help with that tolerance. And so I'm telling you, I was one of those people. I said, I don't necessarily think this program will work very well. Well, let me show you, in his own words, why you should take a chance on this program. So I've been practicing this word all morning, y'all. But this particular 6-day regime allows you to lower your tolerance level and, be able to enjoy some of the benefits that you may not necessarily have too much anymore because you've blown through your 30-day allotment. Rather than show you all of the different days, there's a very quick video that I'm going to go ahead and play and give you an idea of why you should check out this program. Here is the link, just in case you are looking to pick it up here and check it out on your own. But let's go ahead and hear about this particular program. Y'all see how it just don't want me to be great? It just doesn't want me to be great. Hold on. There we go.
Welcome to the sensitization protocol. This protocol takes 6 days. The first 2 days include a period of cannabis abstinence with specific instructions on what you can do to make your system more sensitive to cannabis during that time. On days 3, 4, and 5, we'll reintroduce cannabis with a specific use pattern, which will also help upregulate your sensitivity to cannabis and will help you determine what's the most effective dose for you. On day 6, you can go back to using cannabis in whatever way you need to help control your symptoms or treat your condition. And I'm sure that you'll find your dosage has been drastically reduced and that the benefits have been increased. First, I'd like to tell you how and why this protocol works. With cannabis, it's important to remember that for most people, less is more. Many of the benefits of cannabis actually diminish with increased dosage, and very high doses can actually worsen the symptoms one might be trying to alleviate. Most people think that our response to cannabis is only based on the dosage of cannabis that we ingest or inhale, but there's many other factors involved, including how many cannabinoid receptors we have in our nervous system and in our peripheral tissues, and that number can change. It's also dependent on how sensitive those receptors are, how fast and strong the enzymes are that break down cannabinoids, and how many of our endogenous cannabinoids we're producing for ourselves. Imagine you walk into a room that has one lamp with a light switch on it. You could go turn that on, the room will get brighter, but if you try turning it on again and again and again, the room's not going to get any brighter. Now, if we put more lamps in that room, then you can turn them all on and the room will get a lot brighter. This is the metaphor for how many cannabinoid receptors you have. If you don't have many and they're not very sensitive, you can use very high doses of cannabis and you're still not going to get a strong effect. I find that by following this protocol, almost everyone is able to drastically increase their sensitivity to cannabis by upregulating the receptors, making the receptors more sensitive, decreasing some of the enzymes that break down the cannabis and the cannabinoids, and enhancing their own production of endocannabinoids. This is all solid research that comes from animal studies and human studies that show we can manipulate our endocannabinoid system to both enhance our health and to improve our response to cannabis.
Unmute. There we go. All right. So that was the full explanation of this 6-day protocol. I've tried it. If you're interested in trying it out, I'd be willing to check it out if you can. I know that some of our community, for medical reasons, you just cannot abstain from cannabis completely, that's cool. You can join us by consuming CBD in addition to your cannabis. Maybe you could one to one it or just level it out. But uh, I'll post more about those this challenge coming up. Last but certainly not least, I would like to thank you all for joining us this week. We're coming up on 27 minutes. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. If you are looking for ways to get into the cannabis workforce, be sure to check us out. We are here to help you out. Next month is Love and Sex in Cannabis. So we'll be bringing on a few experts to talk about cannabis, how it relates to love, how it relates to sex, how you can use cannabis to have better sex, how you can use cannabis to express more love, more self-love. If you happen to be an expert in that field, you can go ahead and reach out to me and let me know that you'd love to come on and talk more about that. But like I said, we'll be here every Friday at 11 o'clock, God willing, through the end of March because we are building out loud and proud. So I am so happy that you're here. You're joining me. If you aren't watching live, it's cool. I understand. I appreciate your views because I know that, if you could, you would be here. So until next week, we'll be jumping off. It'll be February 4th. It'll be the first Friday in February. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. I think I will. Until then, I will see you all soon. Be well, wear your mask, stay safe and sane, and don't go blowing somebody else's day. Roll up, please. Mike, peace.